Nuclear weapons and the advanced technologies we consider modern were not the first of their kind. Accounts of powerful flying machines and destructive energy weapons suggest that ancient civilizations may have possessed similar technologies long ago. The celestial conflicts around places like Dwarka and the mysterious destructions of cities like Mohenjo-Daro raise important questions. These ancient narratives also resemble the Anunnaki stories from Mesopotamian mythology, which depict advanced beings from the heavens. Could ancient India have been a center of technology beyond its time? In the ancient Hindu texts, particularly the Mahabharata and Bhagavata Purana, there are detailed descriptions of battles fought using technologies that resemble modern advanced weaponry. These include descriptions of Vimanas, which are flying machines, as well as references to weapons that emitted intense energy beams and projectiles similar to modern missiles. The text described these weapons as capable of creating immense destruction, with effects that sound remarkably like those caused by nuclear explosions. These descriptions include mentions of blinding lights, extreme heat, and lingering radiation-like effects, sparking modern interpretations that ancient India may have possessed technologies far ahead of their time. Let's step into the ancient city of Dwarka, a glorious metropolis said to be founded by Lord Krishna himself. Dwarka was a place of unimaginable splendor, its palaces gleaming with silver, emeralds, and crystals, connected by vast boulevards and bustling marketplaces. But this was not just a peaceful city. Dwarka was a battleground, where a deadly war unfolded between Krishna and his fierce enemy, King Salva. Salva's weapon of choice was no ordinary chariot or sword. According to the Mahabharata and other sacred texts, Salva commanded a Vimana, an advanced flying machine capable of launching deadly projectiles that lit up the sky with flashes of lightning-like energy. Salva's attack was relentless. His weapons shattered Dwarka's defenses and sent the city crumbling. The devastation was so immense that it left much of the city in ruins, and its beauty was soon engulfed by the sea. But Krishna, too, was equipped with his own formidable arsenal. From his own celestial chariot, he unleashed weapons that roared like thunder and shone brightly like the sun itself. These arrows, as they are poetically described in the ancient texts, were far more than wooden shafts. They were projectiles of immense power, akin to today's missiles. With one final assault, Krishna brought down Salva's Vimana, sending it crashing into the sea. This once great ship, shimmering like a firebrand in the sky, was destroyed in a blaze of destructive energy. This war over Dwarka carries echoes of an ancient technology far more advanced than we might have believed possible for that era. Fast forward to 1945, when Robert Oppenheimer, the man credited with creating the first modern nuclear bomb, witnessed the first atomic test in the deserts of New Mexico. This moment marked a pivotal turning point in history, with the power of atomic energy on full display. Years later, when asked whether the bomb he helped create was the first of its kind, Oppenheimer gave a haunting response: yes, in modern times. His statement left open the possibility that ancient technologies, similar to modern nuclear weapons, may have existed in forgotten eras of human history. The parallels are hard to ignore. The Mahabharata speaks of weapons that blaze as brightly as 1,000 suns, weapons that leave entire armies scorched and dead, weapons that reduce entire cities to ash. This imagery is eerily similar to the destruction caused by nuclear explosions at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The idea that ancient civilizations might have possessed such technology challenges everything we think we know about history. But it isn't only texts that provide evidence of ancient nuclear warfare. We find something even more disturbing in the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, a city in the Indus Valley civilization. This ancient city, like Dwarka, was once a thriving hub of culture and technology. Its streets were meticulously planned, its buildings crafted with precision, and its people lived in relative harmony. Yet, something catastrophic happened here, and the clues lie scattered among the ruins. Archaeologists have uncovered skeletons in the streets of Mohenjo-Daro, frozen in time as if death struck them suddenly. These bodies were found lying together, some even holding hands, showing no signs of decay or scavenging by animals. An unusual phenomenon for remains that are thousands of years old. Even more shocking is the fact that these skeletons exhibit signs of radiation, levels so high that they match those found in victims of the nuclear blast at Hiroshima. The buildings of Mohenjo-Daro themselves tell another story. Many of the structures show signs of intense heat, enough to vitrify the stone, turning it to glass. Such vitrification is a process that typically requires temperatures of over 1500 degrees Celsius, a heat that can only be generated by a nuclear explosion or another form of massive energy release. What could have caused such a destruction? The answer may lie in the Mahabharata's description of ancient weapons capable of unleashing this kind of devastation. While traditionally regarded as gods, some scholars propose that the figures from Hindu epics like the Mahabharata, including Krishna and Salva, might not have been divine beings in the mythological sense at all. Instead, they suggest these gods could have been extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth, bringing with them advanced technologies. This theory draws a compelling connection to the Anunnaki, a group of deities in Sumerian and Mesopotamian mythology who were believed to have descended from the heavens to shape humanity's destiny. In Mesopotamian mythology, the Anunnaki were considered powerful beings who wielded great influence over the fate of the world. The ancient Sumerians described them as deities who came from the heavens, equipped with technology far beyond the comprehension of early human civilizations. Often depicted as rulers or divine architects, the Anunnaki were believed to have introduced advanced knowledge to humanity, from agriculture and governance to metallurgy and warfare. Similarly, the gods in the Mahabharata and other Hindu texts possessed incredible technologies that, according to descriptions, could only be compared to modern advancements like nuclear weapons, flying machines, and energy-based weaponry. These parallels between the Anunnaki and the Hindu gods raise a question. Could they have been the same beings, understood differently by separate ancient cultures? The Anunnaki were believed to have descended to Earth in flying machines, often described in Sumerian texts as vessels that could travel vast distances across the heavens. The stories of these divine beings resonate strikingly with the Vimanas of Hindu mythology, flying chariots used by the gods like Krishna and Salva to traverse the skies and engage in warfare. In the Mahabharata, we read of King Salva attacking the city of Dwarka using his Vimana, a flying ship constructed from precious metals that could turn invisible and travel at lightning speeds. Armed with powerful weapons that could devastate entire cities, Salva's Vimana rained destruction upon Dwarka. Similarly, the Anunnaki were said to have wielded weapons that could alter the course of history, from causing great floods to wiping out entire populations. The resemblance between these accounts suggests that the Anunnaki and the gods of the Mahabharata might have been the same entities, or at least influenced by the same source of knowledge. Extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth and left behind traces of their advanced technology. Another parallel between the Sumerian and Hindu deities is their involvement in wars that shaped the fate of humanity. In both mythologies, the gods were depicted as warring factions, often engaging in conflicts that would determine the future of entire civilizations. The Anunnaki, for example, were believed to have been involved in a great war between rival gods, which led to the destruction of cities and the downfall of empires. Similarly, the Mahabharata describes epic battles between gods and kings, with weapons of mass destruction being used to wipe out armies and level cities. These wars were not just fought with traditional weapons, but with devices capable of destroying entire landscapes, reminding modern readers of nuclear detonations and the devastation they can cause. The notion that these gods may have been extraterrestrial beings is further reinforced by their behavior and attributes. The Anunnaki were often described as beings of great stature, physically resembling humans, but much more advanced in every way. In Hindu mythology, the gods like Krishna were also depicted as having human-like forms, but with extraordinary abilities, such as their mastery over advanced technologies. The idea that these beings were not gods in the traditional sense, but visitors from another world, provides a fascinating explanation for the technological feats described in ancient texts. Additionally, the architectural feats attributed to both the Anunnaki and the gods of the Mahabharata hint at a shared legacy of advanced knowledge. The Anunnaki were said to have built magnificent cities, temples, and pyramids using techniques far beyond what ancient human civilizations should have been capable of. Similarly, Krishna's city of Dwarka was described as an architectural marvel, with palaces of crystal and emeralds connected by a complex system of roads and fortifications. The similarities between these ancient cities suggest that the knowledge of, whether Anunnaki or Hindu, was not confined to one part of the world, but was part of a larger interconnected ancient civilization. The descriptions of Vimanas in ancient Indian texts are another piece of this mysterious puzzle. These flying machines were said to be capable of traveling vast distances at incredible speeds, even between planets. The Mahabharata and other texts describe them as highly advanced vehicles, capable of becoming invisible, launching projectiles, and maneuvering with precision in the sky. Some Vimanas were described as being made of iron and other metals, with the ability to disappear and reappear at will, much like the craft commanded by King Salva. The Vimanas were not just used for transport, but also weapons of war. The Saubhau Vimana, used by King Salva, was equipped with energy weapons that could lay waste to entire cities. The accounts of these machines, while ancient, bear a striking resemblance to modern-day concepts of spacecraft and energy weapons. Could these Vimanas have been the ancient precursors to the flying machines we now associate with UFOs? If so, it points to an ancient understanding of flight and warfare that rivals, if not surpasses, our own. In India's Maharashtra state lies a massive crater nearly 2 kilometers in diameter known as the Lonar Crater. This crater has long puzzled scientists because it was not created by a meteorite or volcanic activity. Some have speculated that it may be the result of an ancient nuclear explosion. The intense heat and pressure required to create such a crater match the conditions needed to produce a nuclear detonation, and there is no evidence of any natural cause that could explain its formation. The Lonar Crater adds another layer of intrigue to the theory of ancient nuclear warfare in India. If the Mahabharata's descriptions of nuclear-like weapons are accurate, this crater could be the physical evidence of one such explosion. The fact that no meteoric material has been found in the area supports the idea that this was not a natural event, but rather the result of some form of advanced weaponry. This is a story that forces us to rethink what we know about our own technological advancements. Could we be rediscovering what was already known long ago? And if so, what lessons can we learn from the past as we continue to harness the power of nuclear energy in our own time? Thanks for joining us in this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating archaeological insights and historical revelations.